We welcome you to episode 68 of Battin and Chattin here in Eastern Observer alongside Denis Tuohy. I'm Brandon Natale. Now, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept in on the loop on everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. Our show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Now, nothing is going to stop us indeed from getting our podcast done tonight at this time of hour. Am I right, Dennis?
Yeah, you are right. 11:56. Is this the latest start time we've ever had? We've definitely gone over,
I think it
but the
is.
latest start time,
I
definitely.
think it is.
Yeah,
It has to be.
yeah, it's got to be up there for sure. Wow.
But I think like honestly, like I'll give you obviously the cue when like obviously if it's getting that time, hey, that's it. Because
Yeah, it's
obviously,
a slow news week. It really is. This is a formality.
yeah, this well, I feel like there is some new, there's some news. Obviously, free agent updates. Well, little free agent updates, but like obviously a lot of rumors, a lot of swirling, and obviously just a lot of off season stuff. And obviously, I feel like how Evan Roberts does it sometimes at the fan. We've talked to him, like
This guy.
pay the BS a little sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I gonna say, but yeah, no, it's slow. It's that time of the news week of November. It's not definitely not the time for baseball, unless it's in the beginning. Like, because obviously some World Series they play out to like Game 6, Game 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just that time of year that we're going to be getting like awards, we're going to be getting like weird hires, things like that. Like they're not going to be big name free agents. Little things, minor things. It's not it is what it is.
Mm. But I feel bad for a lot of. I feel like a lot of the big thing that was going on this week was what's happened at Tropicana Field. I don't know if you saw the Tampa Bay Rays. They're going to be using the George Steinbrenner Field, the uh, the minor leagues, right? They use that ballpark for AAA or spring training.
Yep. Probably both, to be honest. I think it's both.
They're using that now for all their home games, which is crazy. And supposedly, the Yankees are going to get $15 million in revenue just from the Rays. A lot of people on social media.
Finally the shoe is on the other foot. You're paying for our team. We're not paying for yours anymore.
Yeah, how
Good
crazy is that?
for good for us. Massive win for the Yankees. Put it in the Juan Soto fund.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people saying on social media.
Can't
Like,
wait.
that's going right away
Put it
to
in
the
the Juan
Juan
Soto
Soto Fund.
savings account.
That's like, how do you like market around that though? You know what I mean? Like, if you're the Rays, like, how do you gonna like market around that? Because like you see, it's like it's not the New York Rays, the Tampa Bay Yankees.
No,
Like, you
they're
know what I mean?
playing in Tampa Bay. It's
Either
I
way,
think
they
you're
no, they're
overthinking it. The Yankees have been paying the Oakland A's payroll and the Rays payroll for 25 years. Like it is what it is. Like it's fine. We'll let you use our stadium and then you just rent it.
no, yeah, good for the Yankees, and obviously that's gonna go for the
Yeah.
the Juan Soto Fund. So I think that sucks though, because obviously Hurricane Milton did a tremendous damage,
Yeah.
unfortunate damage, I would say. Because they said that it's reportedly the cost to fix it is going to be around $55.7 million, and it's going to be completed um, in time ahead of the 2026 season. So the future Tropicana Field, according to this article from Leach Report, is in question. Given the Rays, they are building a new $1.3 billion ballpark, which is scheduled to be open in 2028. Um, but the $55.7 million bill is only for 2 seasons of baseball minor league ultimately would be more costly than the city of St. Petersburg is willing to oblige by.
Uh, uh, Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg pay for Tropicana Field. They better have a receipt, get a refund.
Might as well.
5 people go to their games every game. There's like
Mm.
5 people in the stands.
Thank you to
Taxpayer money should be going elsewhere.
that's true. Thank you to Timmy Thurap for that article.
Even when they're good, They can't draw a stick figure, let alone a crowd.
Do you think that's a lot of money for like the state for them building a new ballpark down there? I mean, or do you think maybe they could have moved to Vegas?
I don't think any team should go to Vegas. I think it's a stupid idea. If it's a team like the Yankees, you'll draw. But if it's not a team like that, there's a million different other entertainment options. Why do you think all the attendance in the central regions in baseball are always so high, Brandon? Why do you think that? It's an easy answer.
Can you say it again?
Why do you think all the central region teams have great attendance every year? So the AL and NL Central teams.
No, yeah, because they got good markets.
There's less to do.
That's true.
Cleveland went 8 years in a row selling out every game. This was in the 2000s.
Really?
7 or 8 years, 6 years, something like that.
That's huge.
That's massive. Are you kidding me?
That's insane. Credit to them. I mean, they deserve a championship. That team.
There's cities that you would be surprised have had a hard time drawing a crowd. Atlanta. Forever. People have been saying that their team has a hard time drawing. And that's the Braves. That's a good team. It's a national team. They're like viewed by many as kind of being like like the Cowboys of baseball. Because they had TBS. They had the national channel. So people all over the country were able to watch them. They were America's team.
They did have
until
the
they
players.
played the Yankees and got absolutely destroyed twice in the World Series.
So, I mean, that sucks. I mean, well, because then I don't know. I guess they have a big enough, fan base down there where moving is not really an option.
The Rays?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just more of a hassle to move. Honestly, I think you got to rebrand. You got to do all this new stuff. You got to find a spot. Then you have to get involved with their politicians. Then you have to find a spot there. Then you have to make it. Then you have to get it up to certain standards. There's a lot you got to do. That's honestly, it's just easy to keep the Rays profitable. They I don't know how much money you have in your bank account, but you probably spend the most. You probably have the same budget as the Tampa Bay Rays spends on their freaking team.
It's very true.
They never spend. The one time they did spend, well, that didn't go so well. And he's in the news again for getting arrested again. Wander Franco.
Yeah, I saw that.
But, I mean, it's... What are you going to do? You're not going to start from scratch again. They started in 98. So 26 years. Or is it 97?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, fact check me on
that. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays began playing in 1998 Major League Baseball season. Team's first decade of matches was marked by futility.
Yeah, Wade Boggs was on that team.
Really?
Yep.
But hey, I mean, we at least got a ballpark for the next, for the next year.
Yeah.
That's big though. I feel like all their games are going to be at going to be at the stadium for the Yankees, the Yankee Stadium. He was good, Wade Boggs. Oh wow.
He was very good. He was arguably one of the best players ever, one of the best third basemen ever.
Hall of Famer too.
A Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits.
He just got.
May he rest in peace for all the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans. He is alive. He's still alive.
He pretty sure he's alive. Yes.
Yeah, the joke from the TV show.
I still gotta watch that.
No, it's a great show.
I'll watch it tonight after this.
You watch the episode about Wade Boggs.
Is he in it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is, actually. I think he is. I think he has a small cameo in it. They try to beat his. I don't know if you ever heard the story of Wade Boggs. He supposedly drank 55 beers from New York to Colorado on a flight. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. And highly suspect, we'll say.
That's a lot of beers.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, a shotgun going hot. I mean, how many are you drinking in like a second? Give me a break. But the story is that he did that. So the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode is about them trying to do it. It's good, man. That show cracks me up.
Wade Boggs, what a guy. But they did release the MLB Silver Slugger Award winners.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. So in the American League, first base is Vladimir Guerrero. Altuve for second base. Third base is Jose Ramirez. Shortstop is Bobby Wood Jr. Outfield is Judge, Soto, and Santander. Catchers Salvador Perez and Brent Roker. For utility, or no, designated hitter, utility is Josh Smith of the Rangers. And the team is the Yankee. I don't know, a team could actually win like a Silver Slugger.
That's a new thing.
What?
It's a new thing. Same thing with Gold Glove.
That's pretty cool. Pete Alonso and Freddie Freeman were finalists for Silver Slugger, but Bryce Harper ultimately won it. Ketel Marte for second base, Manny Machado for third. Lindor, rightfully so, won it over Willie Adames and Ellie De La Cruz. Outfielders are Teoscar Hernandez, Jackson Morel, and Jurickson Profar. And Wilson Contreras won it for catcher. Designated hitters Ohtani, utilities Mookie Betts, and the team is the Dodgers. That's not surprising. Consider the
No,
Dodgers.
none of that's surprising.
Dodgers is not surprising. Consider the amount of power they have there.
Yeah,
I like that Betts is one as a utility because you can put him anywhere. You can put him at second base. You can put him in the outfield. He's that guy. You can put him anywhere.
and shout out to your boy Lindor, finalist for MVP with Ohtani, and I forget who the other one was. It was somebody who's like really.
I think it was Ketel Marte.
Yeah, you're right. It was Ketel Marte, who had a good season, but he's not the other two. It's going to be Ohtani, Lindor, Marte, and if Marte finishes second above Lindor, I'm gonna like flip out. I'm definitely gonna get revved up if he finishes above Lindor.
I'm glad that Lindor.
I still maintain that Lindor should get MVP over Ohtani.
That's not a bad take. That's not a bad idea at all. I agree.
Yeah. I know it's not going to happen. I know the 50-50, the historic season he had. I get it. It's all, but a lot of it is also like, can we see overall like it's unfair because you kind of punish Ohtani for it, but the inflation of stolen bases. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? What is 50 stolen bases now, really? Especially when you're not playing the field. You just don't have as many, little injuries and things like that guys have to play through. You just don't have that.
You just play the defense. And then you got Ohtani's really just hitting.
Right.
And Lindor helped carry the Mets. Not to say Ohtani didn't, but Lindor was kind of a big factor in that Mets playoff, that OMG Mets team last year.
Yeah.
Like the way he was. But I don't know. I feel like what Ohtani did is kind of something that's rarely happening. I feel like
it's never happened before. Like, I get it. But again, like, what is 50? People keep harping on 50-50, but what is 50 stolen bases now?
It's true. It's true.
I feel like it's kind of like people whine about my boy Steve Nash winning the MVP over Kobe. I feel like it's kind of similar. When people are like, "Whoa, Steve Nash was this good before they got rid of the hand checking," it's kind of similar. Like, are these stats hyperinflated? Who knows? Although I maintain that Steve Nash should have won that MVP. He should have won both of his MVPs. Crazy to say otherwise.
Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Steve Nash?
Yeah.
I have my Steve Nash jersey upstairs. Wonder what Stevie's up to these days.
He's 50. That's crazy.
Steve is 50?
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow. That actually does check out. Yeah, he was drafted 96. That makes total
I
sense.
forgot he coached the Nets.
I didn't forget. Ouch, Steve. Maybe next time when you retire, pick up drawing and painting instead of trying to coach. Woof.
Why does it show that he went to he played for Phoenix the first 2 seasons, went to Dallas?
Yeah, he got traded. He got traded for Jason Kidd.
Really?
Yep. Right? No, I don't think he did. I don't know what happened.
I remember when he got traded to when he signed with the Lakers, how that was a big move, and then that did not work out that way.
No, it didn't. Well, he was like 38.
And
He should have retired. He honestly just should have retired.
Is Dwight Howard still in the league, or is he?
He went. No, he's not. He's playing in Taiwan. He was traded for a bunch of scrubs. Traded to the Mavericks. Wait a minute. I'm looking. He actually got traded. Technically, he got traded for Sean Marion. He wound up being teammates with the Matrix. Yeah. Because one of the draft picks Phoenix got for him wound up being his teammate. And arguably his best teammate. Not ever, because again, he did play with Jason Kidd and Dirk. But on the Suns for that second run, I would say Sean Marion was him or Stoudemire were our best players.
All right.
I am about my Suns. I used to cover them for the Eastern Observer. So if anybody's like, hey, this isn't baseball, this is still the Eastern Observer. And I covered the Suns for a year and a half. What they do.
But what else? The Judge and Soto. That's not a shock.
MVP finalist along with Bobby Witt Jr.
Gunnar Henderson was a finalist.
For what?
For Silver Slugger.
Oh. Oh, we got first team and second team all MLB. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Then I'm like,
no, you good.
All over the place. First team, catcher from the Milwaukee Brewers, William Contreras. First base from the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He was that good this year, huh?
He was really good.
Wow. Second base from the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte. Shortstop from the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. No, I'm just going to stop. Third base from the Cleveland Guardians, Jose Ramirez. Outfielder, Yankees, Aaron Judge. Outfielder, Yankees, Juan Soto. Outfielder, Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers, designated hitter. Shohei Ohtani from the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the pitchers, Chris Sale, the National League Triple Crown winner for the Braves and the MLB Triple Crown winner. Tariq Skubal, the American League Triple Crown winner. Paul Skeens from the Pirates in his rookie season. Okay, wow, that's something. Zach Wheeler from the Phillies, Corbin Burns from the Orioles, and the relievers, Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians, Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals. I always kind of felt like Ryan Helsley was pretty overrated. Second team, catcher, Salvador Perez from the Royals. First base, Bryce Harper from the Phillies. Second base, Altuve from the Astros, shortstop Lindor from the Mets, third base Manny Machado from the Padres, outfielder the rookie Jackson Merrill from the Padres, outfielder Jarren Duran from the Red Sox, outfielder Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers, DH Yordan Alvarez, starting pitchers Seth Lugo from the Royals, Dylan Cease from the Padres, Shota Imanaga from the Cubs, Framber Valdez from the Astros, Michael King from the Padres, relievers Mason Miller from the A's, reliever Kirby Yates from the Rangers. Mason Miller should have had it over Ryan Helsley on the first team. Not that it really matters, but that's Cardinals voting right there. I'm just saying. If you ask people a year from now which closer they're going to remember the most from this year, it's not going to be Ryan Helsley. It's going to be Mason Miller.
How come?
I mean, he was really good. He was the best player on his team. He was the best player on the A's.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He had a good year.
He was really good. He was really, really good. And now next year, when they're actually going to do better, hopefully get some more saves.
Yeah.
Because I like Mason Miller. Now I'm going to laugh. I haven't looked up the stats yet. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to laugh. I'm just completely wrong.
Mason Miller was a rookie?
No, he wasn't a rookie. He lost eligibility last year. You know what? I think you should be right. But I don't think he has rookie eligibility anymore. I don't know. Sometimes this site is so hard to follow.
Because as I'm looking on Bleacher Report, I'm looking on articles talking about experts giving their predictions on who's going to win AL Rookie of the Year, NL, and then also MVP. They mentioned Mason Miller of the Athletic.
Mason Miller technically did have rookie eligibility this year. Yeah, you're right. So how come he's not getting talk for Rookie of the Year? Dude, he was incredible. He had 28 saves on a bad team with a 2.49 ERA. 104 strikeouts, 65 innings pitched. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, again, I'm going to laugh so hard. I'm going to do the comparison between him and Ryan Helsley. I'm going to laugh so hard if I'm just completely wrong. Ryan Helsley, 1.34 ERA, something ridiculous probably. It just makes me look like an idiot. So, honestly, I'm kind of rooting for it.
You wouldn't want Lucas Gill?
No, if he doesn't deserve it, he doesn't deserve it. Mason Miller deserves it.
Obviously, NL Rookie of the Year, Paul Skeens.
Okay, so I stand corrected. He has almost double the amount of saves Ryan Helsley has. He has 49 saves to Miller's 28. He's a 2.04 ERA, a 2.06 ERA plus, 3 WAR. Yeah, he's just way better. All right. No, 79 strikeouts to 104, though, is pretty drastic from that position, but whatever. I feel like an idiot.
Don't. You live in your line.
I feel like a moron.
But obviously, NL Rookie of the Year, we got Paul Skeens.
So who won American League Rookie of the Year? Luis Gil?
No, I'm saying that these are just getting their experts giving their picks.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, who are the finalists? It's Austin Wells, right? 2?
I think so.
He deserves consideration. He had a really good end to the regular season. What? Okay. Timeout. What?
What?
Hold on a minute. Am I crazy here? Judge, Soto, Sales, Skeens, Wheeler for the Cy Young. Yeah, Mason Miller's not even a finalist.
What?
Colton Cowser is. I don't know about that. Colton Cowser was good for 2 months, but give me a break. The other guy was better. I understand that people are anti-closer, but you're giving votes to Emmanuel Class A for the Cy Young. I lost my page. God dang it.
Oof.
You gotta be kidding me. I don't know. I don't think that's... I didn't think Colton Cowser was that good. I thought he was that good at times, but Mason Miller was like legitimately the best closer in the American League for most of the year. Save for Emmanuel Class A, who is phenomenal every year. He finished batting .242, Brandon.
Really?
24 homers. I would put Mason Miller, I would have given Mason Miller Rookie of the Year. Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So who out of all of your who would you have given all your awards to? I'm curious. We don't got to do Gold Glove and Silver Slugger. What? That's all made up. There's no science behind that. People just pick whoever they feel like.
It's a good question. Who would I have given it to?
Stupid mouse.
Well, it's unfortunate we can't give it to Jackson Holiday because he didn't really have. Everyone thought he was going to do it.
Bust. No, I'm kidding. I hope he has a good career. A lot of guys start off slow.
I would have wished that Luis Angel Acuna, if he got called up earlier, he probably would have had a good shot to win it.
So 2025. So it's 2025.
But I feel like we all know Paul Skeens was going to take it away.
Yeah.
He's going to take it away.
Jackson Merrill had a really good year for the Padres.
Yeah, he did. He did. Let's see. I feel like for AL MVP, Judge is going to win it.
Yep.
No question about that.
Bang the gavel.
And then now, obviously, A and L, it's a tough choice. It's either going to be, which I think is pretty cool. It's either going to be Lindor, it's going to be Ohtani. Except they're definitely going to give it to Ohtani. That's how I think it's going to be. And, yeah. Now, I got to ask you now on Juan Soto. A lot of the rumors on him. A lot of people have been coming out and been questioning Scott Boras and his practices and what he does for free agency in baseball. Are you a Scott Boras fan?
No. No, but you know whose fault it is? It's MLB's fault. Give a deadline like all the other sports have. Give a deadline. Give a deadline. The NBA has it, and then within a week of free agency, we know where half the league is going.
Yeah, the offseason is very slow.
It's painfully slow.
It's not fair.
It doesn't have to be a month of off season, but go from December, go from like November around now, 15th or whatever to February 15th. You're fine. Do you remember that year where it was like Manny Machado was signing in March and Bryce Harper was signing late? Like, you know.
Yeah, he didn't sign until like January.
It's like it's stupid. I mean, come on. Give it a few months and just do it that way instead of just painfully dragging it out. But for what reason? What's the purpose behind that? I don't know. Like Scott Boras tries to get the absolute most money for his players. I get it. But from a player perspective, it sucks. But knowing the history of baseball salaries and whatnot, it wasn't in the grand scheme of life. It wasn't that long ago where MLB had to pay Robin Yount and Paul Molitor money for collusion against them in a lawsuit that the court sided with the players for, which was a big reason why the '94 lockout happened. It's like, here we have evidence that you colluded against some of our players, so we're going on strike. Especially with all these other reasons, this. But, I mean, that definitely played a role in it, that it was in writing that the teams were just colluding and blackballing players, but they didn't want them, to force them to take lower salaries.
That's pretty crazy.
You ain't kidding.
Purposely. Wait, what do you mean? Like they actually would like?
So basically, what would happen would be you're a free agent, and let's say you're a hometown guy, you played for the Mets your whole life, and the Mets are offering you $8 million, but you're a $25 million player. Does that seem fair?
No.
Now, the other 29 teams aren't even answering your calls, so you have to play for the Mets. That's what was happening with Robin Yount and Paul Molitor from the Brewers. And it didn't help that the commissioner at the time was one of the former owners and front office people from the Brewers in Bud Selig. He's also the guy who basically started the steroid era by not testing anybody. And then was like, oh, I'll put myself, thank you, I'm in the Hall of Fame. And now let's keep out Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds.
Wow. For
people that hate on Rob Manfred, it used to be way worse. Doesn't mean he's good. Just means that there could always be worse. There's always a bigger fish, to quote Qui-Gon.
Sounds like this guy was the big fish.
Yeah. Yeah, but the biggest was Kennesaw Mountain Landis. He was the worst commissioner probably ever in sports. I was not a big fan on the whole integration part of society, especially in sports. Yeah, not a good guy.
Don't sound like it, no.
No. Yeah, for my awards, I think I'm just gonna go chalk. I think I'm just gonna go. I guess AL Rookie of the Year, I'm going to Luis Gil. He was an all-star. He was pretty good. If they give it to Colton Cowser, give me a break. He shouldn't get out of here. Congratulations, you're the best. You were the best rookie on a team that had a hilarious collapse second half of the year. Great, good for you. It can't believe Mason Miller's not even a finalist. That's a joke. I wonder if a lot of it is people forgot Mason Miller counted as a rookie like I did. That could happen, but like they forgot he had rookie eligibility. But come on, give me a break. Honestly, same thing with Austin Wells. To say that Austin Wells is more deserving than Mason Miller, I would push back on a little bit. Not as much, though.
Right.
So I'll go Luis Gil. Cy Young, I'll go Tariq Skubal. He won the Triple Crown. He's getting it. There's an argument for Emmanuel Clase, but I like the argument for Tariq Skubal more, which is he won the Triple Crown. MVP Aaron Judge. National League, Jackson Merrill had a really good year. I know Paul Skeens, he was must-watch TV, very talented player. But Jackson Merrill, I mean, he did good. He did good. By the way, what's with this weird influx in people naming their kid Jackson as a first name? What's going on with that, bro?
Yeah, no, honestly. It kind of fits.
What's with that? Jackson Merrill batted .292, 24 home runs, 16 stolen bases, lower than I would have thought. 127 OPS plus, 77 runs scored, 90 RBIs. Not bad for a 21-year-old. So, respect. Chris Sale for the Cy Young. He's probably going to get it unanimous. And obviously Ohtani for the MVP. even though I do think it should go to Lindor. The 50-50, it's incredible. I think if you're talking most valuable in terms of narrative, in terms of was that Ronkian historiography?
I think so.
Got to brush up on all my history before I go back to college. That line of thought, a more narrative based. I used to get him in the other one
Yeah, I hope
confused
that
all the time.
I got to get my
Handles and
mind.
Hegel.
I gotta
Um,
I gotta do some more reading to get my mind back in school shape for school
yeah,
too. I agree with you too on that.
yeah.
Um, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought tonight.
But yeah, for narrative, I would say Lindor, what he was able to do. I know people are going to say, how is that a bigger story than the 50-50 thing? I mean, he dragged the Mets out of the depths of hell and brought them into the playoffs as the hottest team in the league.
Yes,
That's not easy to do.
it's not.
That's not easy to do, especially at this position like shortstop. You know,
I think a lot of things that the teams, the league, the voters are going to try to say is that hey, like Otani won the World Series, like Otani
no,
got
the
there.
votes are already cast. They are cast before the playoffs.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's kind of weird.
No, it's to stop it from having bias.
That makes sense. All right, I get that.
I think all four major sports do that. Yeah.
I'll look more at that later. I guess that makes sense. So Lindor definitely makes. If he wins it, Lindor, hey, all power to him. He has the
Yeah,
case for it.
I don't think it's happening.
I just think the love for Otani is that it's too much, which nothing gets. Which I don't blame the league and the voters, but like Lindor definitely deserves a fair shot.
Ketel Marte actually had a phenomenal season.
Did he?
Yeah, 292 batting average, 95 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, which is low for him. I was like,
Bless you.
thank you. Where was I? 147 hits, 36 home runs, 292 batting average, 93 runs scored, 95 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, 155 OPS plus. Wow. Hot dog. I just thought he was a stolen base guy. He wasn't. It's only Starling. Is he related to Starling Marte? I don't know. I
I don't
guess
think he
not.
is.
Usually it says. Okay.
I don't think he is. No.
Good season. Heck of a season. The timer on my lamp turned off.
Ooh.
I'm in the dark. All right. Does that do it?
For
Real
the show.
quick. Yeah, real quick. Just want to see if there's been any free agent signs.
Travis Stono,
Michael
maybe.
Wacha back to the Royals, 3 years, $51 million. Kyle Hendricks, he's still doing it for the Angels this year on a 1 year, $2.5 million contract. Austin Hedges and the Guardians are reuniting. Travis d'Arnaud to the Angels on a 2 year, $12 million contract. Justin Wilson and the Red Sox have agreed to a 1 year, $2.25 million contract. Left-handed reliever. Angels signed infielder Kevin Newman to a 1 year, $2.5 million contract with the club option for 26.
I think it's crazy seeing Travis Stono still get signed and still playing around. I don't know why the Mets. I don't think he would ever come back to the Mets, but I think it's cool that he goes to the Angels. You know, pair of him and Ohapi.
Yeah,
Real
or
quick,
DH him.
that's true. What do you think of Clayton McCulley to be the Marlins manager? You love the Marlins. They're one of your teams.
I don't know. Casey Stengel could be their manager and they still suck.
That says a lot.
A fish rots from the head down. That means two things. One, what I just said, and two, they're the Marlins. You know, the Blonde Tundra. Okay.
Be it. If there's nothing else, then I guess we don't need to continue.
What do you think about the Marlins thing? You just let the chips fall where they lay. What's the
I
saying?
well, New Orleans is crazy. It's like the Jets. I don't want to, I hate to compare it because I love my Jets, so I don't think I am. That position's been open since the beginning of the year because obviously I feel like it's kind of been broadly known that that position is open for the taking. So I feel like any manager that would want to take it. So I feel like that the Dodgers were able to see, no, not the Dodgers, the Marlins were able to see who they wanted to hire right away, and obviously they really liked this guy. So we'll see where it goes. So I don't know. It sucks. The Marlins are weird because there's years where they're absolutely the best, and then there's years where they're absolutely the worst. Like when they make the playoffs, they win the World Series. If not,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So they're just a weird franchise, in my opinion.
2 out of 4 times they made the playoffs and won the World Series.
That's insane to me.
Insane. Insane. One of those years was 2020. They made the playoffs because of the weird format. They won 97, they won 03, and then they made it last year in 23. Strange.
It's very
All right.
strange.
I believe that does it.
I agree. All right, for my co-host Denis Tuohy and the entire Blackjack Media Group team, we thank you for joining us in an edition of Battin and Chattin. I'm Brandon Natale. We're saying so long. We'll see you next time.